Buckle up, everybody, because today we're diving into something pretty wild.
Oh, yeah.
An AI-powered podcast
What?
that's claiming to do it all.
Like all of it.
I mean,
All the things.
science, esotericism, history, tech, philosophy, you name it, they're tackling it.
Sounds ambitious.
That's putting it mildly.
So what, like a university lecture hall got sucked into the digital void and spit out as a podcast?
Kinda, yeah. But the real twist is that an AI is supposedly driving the whole thing.
Wait, so the AI is like the professor?
Yeah, that's what we're here to figure out.
Okay. So where do we even start with something this broad?
Well, the source material is really hyping this whole unraveling the mysteries of our universe thing.
Ah, yes, the classic mysteries of the universe.
Which, okay, sounds cool and all.
Very mysterious.
But what does that actually mean in this context? Are we talking, like, the origins of the universe?
Mm-hmm.
Conspiracy theories? The meaning of life?
Right. Mysteries can be anything.
Exactly. And then there's this whole offering fresh perspectives angle.
Okay, now that's where the AI part gets really interesting.
Right. Because what does a fresh perspective even mean when it comes from an AI? Is it just regurgitating information in a new order? Or is there something more to it?
That's the million-dollar question. I think the key here is how the AI is actually being used. Like, what if it's not just pulling information from different sources, but actually analyzing and connecting them in ways humans wouldn't?
So instead of just giving us the facts, it's actually drawing its own conclusions.
Potentially. Imagine an AI that can connect historical components with, say, cutting-edge scientific theories or philosophical ideas. You'd suddenly be looking at history through this whole new lens, seeing patterns and influences you never would have noticed before.
Whoa, okay, I see what you mean.
That's a fresh perspective.
It's like taking a history book, a science journal, and a philosophy text, throwing them in a blender and seeing what comes out.
Exactly. And the AI is the blender whipping up this mind-blowing intellectual smoothie.
Okay, that's actually a pretty great analogy.
Right. But the question remains, can an AI really pull that off? Can it actually generate those aha moments?
Well, I guess that depends on how you define aha moments.
Right.
Because honestly, sometimes I have an aha moment just by reading two unrelated things back to back and making a connection myself.
That's true. We humans do that all the time. But think about it. We're limited by our own experiences, our biases, the information we've been exposed to. An AI, on the other hand, has access to a vastly wider range of data.
Okay, so theoretically, it could make connections that we'd never even think
Yeah,
of.
exactly. It could spot patterns and relationships that would be completely invisible to us.
All right, I'm starting to see the potential here. But let's move on to another claim from the source. Thought-provoking conversations. Is that just marketing hype? Or can an AI actually contribute to a meaningful discussion?
Well, it depends on what we mean by contribute. I doubt the AI is going to be cracking jokes or offering personal anecdotes. But what if its role is to analyze contrasting viewpoints, find the most compelling arguments on both sides, and then present those to the human hosts to debate?
Oh, that's interesting. So it's not replacing the human element entirely, but acting as this sort of superpowered research assistant.
Exactly. It's like having the world's smartest debate prep team at your fingertips, feeding you the most thought-provoking material imaginable.
I like the way you think. So, okay, we've talked about the how, but what about the what? I mean, this podcast is claiming to cover everything under the sun.
Right. Science, esotericism, history, technology, philosophy. It's a pretty wild mix.
It almost seems too broad. Like, how can you possibly do justice to all of those subjects in a single podcast?
Maybe that's the point.
What do you mean?
Well, think about it. What if the AI is actually choosing these seemingly unrelated topics to force us to think outside the box?
Okay, I'm listening.
Like, could there be unexpected connections between, say, ancient mystical practices and modern scientific breakthroughs, or between historical events and the development of new technologies?
I never thought of it that way.
It's all about juxtaposing seemingly disparate ideas and seeing what sparks fly.
So it's not just about covering a bunch of different subjects. It's about finding the hidden connections between them.
Exactly. It's about using the AI to uncover these intellectual threads that run through all of human knowledge.
Okay, that's pretty cool. But it still raises a lot of questions, like how much control does the AI actually have over the content? Is it selecting the topics, doing the research, writing the script?
Those are the real mysteries, aren't they?
Right. Because we could be talking about anything from a completely AI-generated podcast to one where the AI is just a tool used by human producers.
Exactly. It's a spectrum of possibilities. Maybe the AI analyzes trends and data to identify topics that are ripe for exploration,
Mm.
then uses its vast knowledge base to connect them in unexpected ways. Maybe it even suggests different arguments or perspectives for the hosts to consider.
So it's like a superpowered brainstorming partner.
Yeah, or even a co-host, in a way.
Okay, I have to admit, this is making me rethink what a podcast can be.
Me too. And it makes you wonder about the future of podcasting in general. Will we see more AI-driven shows like this? Will human hosts become obsolete?
And bigger picture, what does this mean for creativity itself? Can an AI truly be original, or will it always be limited by the data it's trained on?
Those are questions we'll have to grapple with as AI becomes more and more integrated into our lives. But for now, we have this fascinating, potentially groundbreaking podcast to consider.
A podcast that's promising to unravel mysteries, offer fresh perspectives, and spark thought-provoking conversations, all with the help of AI.
A podcast that might just blow our minds.
Or at least make us think a little different.
That's the hope.
Right, absolutely. So I want to hear from you. What do you think about all this? What mysteries of the universe would you want an AI podcast to explore? Hit us up on social media and let us know. Until next time, keep those minds curious.
And open to the possibilities.